Welcome to Sports Econ 101, the show where we discuss sports topics from a business perspective. I'm your host, Edward Brown, along with my co-host, Vern Glenn of CBS affiliate KPIX-TV in San Francisco, and Russell Jackman. At each commercial break, we're going to ask a sports trivia question. And today, since we're just about a week away from the Super Bowl, it's going to be Super Bowl games is our question. All right,
okay.
our trivia. And in the next segment, we're going to introduce our special guest, Jarvis Green, who I actually met at Lee Steinberg's Super Bowl party back at, remember Super Bowl 50 that they had at in San Francisco?
Sure, the Bay Area.
Yeah,
Yep.
Lee Steinberg was having a big party, and I met Jarvis there, and we had him on once before, I think like literally 4 years ago, and we decided to have him back on again. And Jarvis is the former defensive end and two-time Super Bowl champion for the New England Patriots, who now owns a shrimp wholesale company named Ocean 97. And can you guess why it's called Ocean 97?
Well, it's his number,
That's
97.
his number. There you go. All right.
Well, we got ourselves a big old Forrest Gump, Bubba Gump shrimp.
That's I know.
Right.
Isn't that funny? And he's
Right.
from Louisiana, and he went to LSU.
That's right.
There you go. All right. When we come back, we also, after we interview Jarvis, we'll talk about the sadness, losing Hank Aaron, and Don Sutton just passed away too.
And speaking of which, here we are on the near year anniversary of losing Kobe Bryant
too.
as we record this show.
Exactly.
Yep.
There we go. All right, we got a lot to talk about. This segment of Sports Econ 101 is sponsored by Pacific Private Money, providing mortgage investments currently yielding over 7.5% secured by real estate. Doesn't get any more conservative than that. Check them out at pacificprivatemoney.com. And if you hear a little noise in the background, that's because Jarvis is in the airport. Isn't that nice? He went ahead and he's coming on the show just before he has to go on an airplane, and we really do appreciate that. All right.
The man is in transit.
I like that. All right. At least he's not in the air, right? All right, stay with us. You're listening to the Sports Econ 101. We're going to be right back with our special guest, Jarvis Green from the New England Patriots, Super Bowl champion two times. All right. Don't touch that down. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Sports Econ 101. Edward Brown here along with Russell Jackman and Vern Glenn. And on the phone, we have a special guest, Jarvis Green, former defensive end and two-time Super Bowl champion for the New England Patriots. And if I remember correctly, the two championships are against Philadelphia and Carolina Panthers. Is that correct, Jarvis?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Great. Hey,
Back to back.
Back to back. That's right. Thanks for coming back on our show. Hey, so tell us a little bit about this shrimp wholesale company you got. This is after football. You got into the wholesale shrimp company. What is that?
Yeah, so Ocean 97, it's a wholesale retail distributor. We make value-added seafood products, and also we have some nice shrimp products. Been in the business since 2015, but I got in the industry since 2012. Worked 6-month internship, worked with the Vietnamese fishermen down in Louisiana. That's where I'm from, born and raised, Thibodeau, Louisiana. And just did the Forrest Gump thing, but I always tell people that I'm not Bubba. I'm the Tom Hanks of the cruise. I ain't no much about the seafood business at all, because you have to learn it one step at a time, mopping the broom. And, just had to move on after 2 or 3 years with the Vietnamese company. In 2015 is when I started Ocean 97. So we sell a lot of retailers more on the East Coast, in the Midwest. But right now, I created like a shrimp pate. That's what I'm selling now on my website. And it's on Amazon. But it's first of its kind. It's something clean, unique, healthy, gluten-free, keto-friendly. But it's innovative. And that's the thing about Ocean 97. I always try to be innovative in the seafood industry.
It almost seems like I remember something along these lines going on Shark Tank. A company that did something similar to that. You haven't been on Shark Tank, have you?
No, I haven't been on Shark Tank, but I've done some stuff with Walmart and some other chains.
Wow.
Some type of Shark Tank days. Look, you know what? It's crazy you say that. I mean, I'm good friends with Damon John, but I haven't had a chance of going there yet.
Okay. And by the way, my daughter just graduated from Tulane, so we have a little affinity for New Orleans.
Oh, awesome. Tulane is a beautiful place, beautiful school. Of course, New Orleans is a great city to be attending college there.
Yeah, and you attended LSU, didn't you?
Yeah, I went to LSU, graduated 2002.
Great.
And if I may jump in as we go down memory lane, Jarvis, you played for Nick Saban. I mean, this is kind of where his legend really kind of began, because he won a title after the year after you left, and then he down the road goes to Alabama, and we've seen his quality of record that he's been able to throw out there. What manner of man is Nick Saban?
Well, Nick Saban is he's a man of true values. He wants you to perform at your highest capacity every single time, but he lets you be a man. You know, the college kids. I mean, we young college kids, and you know, we always doing different things, good and bad. And I think for him, he gave everybody the respect, and he made sure that we grew up. But he also gave a responsibility. He always used to say, if you mess it up, I gotta take it from you. But as long as you're doing your job, you can have whatever you want. You know. But he's a guy with X and O to the T. When I say detailed, all the way down, I mean he's overstudying. Look, if one team is studying 5 hours, Nick Saban's studying 12 hours. You know, for him, I mean, just an amazing guy. So when he was at LSU, we had no idea that he's going to be a coach that has 7 NCAA championships of college football. But, I mean, he is unique. He is great. Y'all watch him. Everybody watch him. I mean, he's like perfection in a bottle.
Yeah. Hey,
And
Jarvis,
speaking of perfection, and I know he demands perfection, would I be safe to say that Bill Belichick, maybe an older version of Nick Saban?
Well, yeah, Belichick was first. When I left LSU and went to New England, I mean, it was like they're twins. They're exact the same, but Belichick doesn't scream, and Nick Saban screams a lot. So I remember one time, I think it was in my first year, and I saw Belichick. He was walking around, we were stretching, and one time I said, "Hey, Coach, Saban, you just like Saban." He said, "No, he's like me. I was there first."
Yeah.
He's right.
Yeah.
He is right about that.
Jarvis, what did you get your degree at LSU? What did you get in?
Construction management.
Wow. Okay. So, you know, that's not an easy profession, I would think, or an easy class.
No, it's not. I mean, it's a 5-year degree.
Wow.
And a lot of people, like you're saying, a lot of people don't really know. Like when I went to LSU, I went to school year round. I mean, I went to summer school every year. I mean, every summer I went to intercession in between summer school, end of the year, and then I had my 15 to 18-hour classes. It wasn't easy, but I did it in 5 years and graduated the same year I got drafted.
Yeah, a lot of, I don't think the public really understands how difficult it is for football players. You know, you get exhausted practicing how many hours a day, and then you have school. I mean, there's really no time for anything else.
No, at all. I mean, I know college football is tough, being a student athlete, but I don't have any idea how the military does it with the Army, the Navy, the Air Force. So I know it's hard for me, but I got some friends that played, in those leagues, and I mean, wow. I mean, you're right. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. A lot of people don't understand what we have to go through every day.
Yeah, then you go play for a guy. You play for Belichick, and his big mantra is "No days off, no days off." And
no days off. You're right.
Exactly. And having said that, you probably thought, "Hey, this NFL stuff, man, it isn't so bad. I joined the NFL, win a couple of back-to-back Super Bowls. Hey, no problem, right?"
I mean, yeah. I mean, it was tough though for me. I know my first year and a half, I was always a guy that made a lot of mental errors. And I probably averaged 6 or 7 missed errors a game, but then I knew I belonged when I had the AFC Championship game against Peyton Manning when I had those 2.5 sacks. But after that, I kind of felt a little comfortable, but you're never in the comfort zone with the Belichick or the NFL.
Yeah.
Speaking of Manning, I mean, you got the best of Peyton Manning there, but does a day go by where somebody doesn't bring up Eli Manning, and then you almost, I don't want to say you flinch, but you just kind of, boom, you have that immediate flashback.
Yeah, I throw a fit, man. I mean, that guy, he was in my nightmares, for that game that we, I don't know, man. To this day, I still say that was an incomplete pass. But that was a tough time for us to go undefeated, to have a chance to break the NFL record, to go undefeated 19-0, but to go and lose to the Giants. But I know when we played the Giants the last game of the season, everybody knew that was the Super Bowl again. So, I mean, they beat us fair and square. It's going to be with me for the rest of my life, really. Every time we have tradition of a 10-year anniversary, that game comes up.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to throw out a statistic that's going to make you feel good. Are you ready for this one? I saw this today, and I was just staggered. Did you know that 164 out of 687 players who have won a Super Bowl since the 2001 season, this is almost 24% of those players, Tom Brady was their teammate.
Oh, wow. That's a huge stat.
Yeah.
It is. And now he's playing his 10th Super Bowl.
And that said, here comes the Tom Brady question. He is a Bay Area guy. He's one of our local guys. Played his high school football here, and I interviewed his parents a couple of days ago. But just to be around him, just to see how he goes about his business. What give me one or two takeaways from being around TB12.
Okay, hey Jarvis, hold on to that question. We're gonna we have a hard break coming up here. And you'll answer when we get back if you would. Okay.
Oh, it's like a tease.
I know, it's a tease, exactly.
Yeah.
Here's our first trivia question. And Jarvis, if you know the answer to this, just keep it to yourself till we come back.
Keep it on the down low.
Yeah, the down low. Okay. First trivia question about Super Bowl games. Which team was the first to play in a Super Bowl and not bother scoring a single touchdown? All right, that's our trivia question. Email edward@sportsecon101.com the answer to that question. Which team was the first to play in a Super Bowl and not bother scoring a single touchdown? All right, stay with us. You're listening to Sports Econ 101 with Jarvis Green. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back again to Sports Econ 101. I'm Edward Brown along with Vern Glenn and Russell Jackman and our special guest, Jarvis Green. Here was our first trivia question. Which team was the first to play in a Super Bowl and not bother scoring a touchdown? Anyone?
Oh, boy. Well, let's see. First Super Bowl was Green Bay and Kansas City. Second, oof.
This one kind of got me in the gut when I was a kid.
Could it be the Minnesota Vikings from Super Bowl?
No, it was the Miami Dolphins when they lost to Dallas Cowboys. Remember that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Then they came back. Then they came back the next year and won it, right?
With a vengeance, yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. So on the phone, we are blessed to have Jarvis Green, former defensive end, two-time Super Bowl champion with the New England Patriots, who is got a company named Ocean 97, like that, because 97 being his number. Vern, why don't you ask Jarvis the question you just
before the commercial break, let's just pick it up. Where we left off when we were just if you could just answer that question, I'm just curious to know.
Wait, what was the question?
About Tom Brady, right?
Yes, being around
so
TB12. But give us one or two takeaways from being around Tom Brady.
I mean, this could be a generic answer, but he comes in early, he leaves late, and he criticizes everyone,
including himself.
Well, and you're on defense, and he's on offense, so hopefully there'd be a little bit of separation. But
but I'm gonna say this too. He when we used to go against him back in the day, we were a little different. So we never did like the little scrums with the other teams. It was just offense versus defense.
Mm-hmm.
And I can remember Belichick, guys used to ask, why we can't scrum the other teams? And Bill said, well, we got probably the top 10 defense in the league, and we got the top 5, top 10 offense in the league. So why would we bring another team in? Right? But I know when we used to practice against Brady, he used to get pissed, throwing F-bombs, throwing the ball in the bleachers and the stands.
Wow.
We used to get to him, but it made him better.
But you got to be careful too, because you can't be knocking out your star quarterback.
Well, we're not hitting him. We're not hitting him.
You can't touch him. No.
We get in his face. He's moving around in the pocket.
Yeah.
That's one thing we did, and we always make sure that coach say, "Hey, get to him and move out the way.
Yeah.
Don't get in front of his throwing arm. So he can move around the pocket, because, of course, you got to practice that. You just don't wake up and start dodging defenders,
Yeah.
Hey, Jarvis, take us inside. You can take us inside practice and preparation for a Super Bowl. Is it true that most of your work, putting in the game plan, most of the work is done before you get on that plane for the Super Bowl?
Yes, most of it's done before you get on the plane. The week before, we try to, we have a little day off. So we have that. We have like a short week right after the FC Championship game. But then we may go hard for like two days. We go hard. Coach kind of take our legs and let us rest a little bit. But then it's a lot of game planning, in the film room. The days are not shorter. The days are a little longer. And then when we get to the destination, it's more just really just refresh, refresh, repeat, refresh, repeat.
Well, Jarvis, this year is going to be unlike any other year. And because of COVID, these teams, now Tampa, they're the host team for the first time. But in the case of the Chiefs, they're not even coming in until the Friday before the game. And that's not a normal Super Bowl week at all because of COVID. It's just wiped out everything. So it's
wait. That's what they're doing?
That's what they're doing. Yeah, Jarvis. This is not one of those things where they show up Sunday afternoon and then it's the opening night Super Bowl party the next night and where everybody gets a shot at. No. COVID has just wiped out everything. The Chiefs are not showing up until 2 days before the game.
That's insane. So those guys won't be able to enjoy the week at all. But I mean, again, it is what it is. I mean, COVID is serious. They don't want the guys running around Tampa, with the contact tracing and getting COVID or catching it, and they can't play for the game. So that's very serious, and that's a huge insurance policy.
Yeah, especially with isn't Florida a little bit more open than?
Yeah, they're wide open. Florida's wide open. Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Anyone else have any questions for Jarvis there? Or you want to make any comments? Jarvis, who's your pick for the Super Bowl?
I haven't decided yet. I mean, it's going to be a hell of a game. Two Titans, old Titan, young new Titan.
Yeah.
I know Mahomes is not afraid of Tom Brady. He doesn't fear Tom Brady. I think he only respects Tom Brady. So, I mean, it's going to be a hell of a game with the defense on both sides, the offensive powers. I hope AB comes back. Yeah, I would love to see him in the Super Bowl, but I don't know who's going to win.
Yeah, this has been built as the GOAT versus the kid, a baby goat, the kid being Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. But you're a defensive guy. I mean, you're going to be looking at the front seven for both of these teams, and I knew the Buccaneers had a pretty good defense, but I did not know that they could bring it like that. I mean, I was really impressed by how they bring it. What say you?
I mean, they've been playing well. I mean, even Pierre and you got, White in the middle and the DBs. And, I mean, the way they played last week, I mean, they really play like championship football. And I think a lot of people got to understand no matter how much power attack that you have right now, I mean, defense win championships. So whoever play the best defense for this game will win.
Hey, George,
and having said that, I just look at Frank Clark of the Chiefs and I flinch. I'm at home watching TV and I flinch.
Well, yeah, Jarvis, I was going to ask you when you watch a game, let's say when you're watching the Super Bowl, are you able to watch it like a regular fan would, or do you look at it a little differently because you're specifically focusing on the guys who are in the player position that you were?
I watch it. I look at it as a fan. I mean, that's my time to enjoy, to relax. I mean, it just depends too. Cause you hear a lot of people always having the parties and all. But when I do watch the game, I try not to say too much. I keep my remarks to myself.
Would you rather watch it as a network broadcast, or would you rather watch it in, say, like the All 22?
The second part. I'd rather watch it that way.
The all 22. I think most players respond that way, because that way the field is wider and you can see these plays develop and you see what breaks down and what works, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Jarvis, unless you guys have any more questions, man's got to catch a plane.
I have one more before you jump on the plane. I'm going to guess there's only 2 of the 4 of us that are on here that have actually held the Super Bowl trophy. For the folks that are watching, explain to them how heavy it is and what it's like to actually touch it and kiss it as Super Bowl champion.
You know what? I don't know how heavy it is, but it's ice cold. When you get it in your hands, it's ice cold metal. It's shiny. It's a great feeling. It's almost like when you had your first kid. You know, you're holding your little baby, boy or girl.
Yeah.
It's precious, and everybody trying to get a piece of it. And I mean, it's something that we all always wish, growing up.
That's really special. That's really sweet. Hey, Jarvis Green, thank you so much again for joining us on Sports Econ 101. It's been a pleasure having you, and we'll have to have you on again.
Safe flight, Jarvis.
No problem, guys, and thank you.
All right. That was Jarvis Green, former defensive end for two-time Super Bowl champion, New England Patriots. And for those who may not remember, he was the guy who grabbed Eli Manning's jersey, Eli in the Super Bowl when Eli had gotten out of the grasp and thrown the ball to David Tyree with the helmet catch. So unfortunately, he's got a kind of a sore memory of that part. But just to be part of that.
Well, I think for 49er fans here in the Bay Area where we live, they can certainly relate to Nick Bosa being held on 3rd and 15, where he almost had Patrick Mahomes, but he let it go. He completes the pass. Chiefs end up winning the Super Bowl a year ago.
Yeah, good.
I was there.
Good point. Very good point. So before we cut to our next break, just a couple of comments about Hank Aaron. You met Hank Aaron.
Yes. Yeah. This was April of 1993. I was doing a live shot at Candlestick Park for our 6 o'clock news, and my special guest was Hank Aaron. He was in town to give the 1992 MVP award to Barry Bonds, who had just joined the Giants. And so he was first of all, he comes up and he extends his hand and he goes, "Hi, Hank Aaron, how you doing?" I'm like, "Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, of course, you're Hank Aaron." So I'm interviewing him. I'm jumping up and down inside as a kid as I'm trying to calm and cool and collectively be Mr. TV reporter doing the interview type thing. But my big takeaway from that interview was that he told me the hardest ball that he ever hit was at Candlestick Park, and it didn't go out.
Yeah, the wind, the swirling winds, huh?
Swirling winds knocked it right back in. Renee.
All right. Hey, guys, second commercial break here. Talking Super Bowl games. Which hard luck coach was the first to lose 4 Super Bowls? Right? That's our tricky question. Email Edward at sportsecon101.com. The answer to this question: which hard luck coach was the first to lose 4 Super Bowls? All right, stay with us. You're listening to Sports Econ 101. Don't touch that dial. We're going to be right back. Welcome back to Sports Econ 101. I'm Edward Brown, along with Vern Glenn and Russell Jackman. Our second trivia question was: which hard luck head coach was the first to lose 4 Super Bowls?
Is that Marv Levy?
No.
No, that would my guess would be Bud Grant.
Bud Grant of the Minnesota Vikings.
No matter how cold it was, he wore the short sleeve shirt.
Short sleeve shirt. Yeah, that was amazing. That guy.
That's right.
Okay. Let's see. A couple other things. Let's see here. Okay. Also, 1 year ago, actually today we're recording on the January 26th. 1 year ago, Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant. Yeah.
I can't believe
everybody remember where they were when that happened? That fateful Sunday.
He got out before COVID hit, though, so at least he was lucky to avoid all of that kind of.
Yeah, he missed all of that.
Yeah, exactly.
But it did start 2020 off on a bad note, and it didn't get any better.
No, that's true. That is
more
true.
Positive.
So
I had just gotten to Miami. I was on my way to the media center to pick up my credential, and as I walked in, everybody was looking down to their phone, and I mean really staring at it. And then I got an alert, and I looked at my phone, and that's when I found out.
And I was in a restaurant, looking up at the TV, watching sports, and I couldn't really hear it, but I was reading it, and it was like, oh my God, it just saddened me. Like I just couldn't believe it.
The Dallas Mavericks came out today. They've announced that they have retired number 24. No one will wear number 24 for the Dallas Mavericks out of respect for Kobe Bryant.
Sort of like a Jackie Robinson around
yes.
Yes. That's pretty interesting. little baseball here. So Kurt Schilling may be the only Hall of Fame ballot this year. Forgetting the fact that 2020 they canceled, but guys like Derek Jeter will go in 2021. But the interesting thing is that his politics may be the stumbling block. He's done stuff like he's endorsed the insurrection at the Capitol on January 6th. That, just among other things of his opinions that have been known out there. And the interesting thing is, you kind of wonder, when do you bring non-baseball stuff into baseball categorizations of Hall of Fame? I mean,
my opinion, you don't bring it in at all. It's based on what you did on the field, and that's my criteria. That's why I would vote for Barry Bonds. That's why I would vote for other people to get in, just based on their.
It's not the Hall of Accomplishments, Vern. We know that. It's not the Hall of Accomplishments. It's not the Hall of what you did in baseball. It's the Hall of Fame. Fame encompasses more than just what you did on the field. We know that.
Hall of Infamous too, right? I mean, no, it's supposed to be, because not anybody who, let's say someone who is just a fantastic human being who plays baseball, but is, an average 225 hitter. He's not going to get in the Hall of Fame just because he's had great accomplishments outside. You can give him, Man of the Year award type of thing, the Walter Payton Award, for football and stuff like that. But
if he hit 225, but let's say he was in 5 World Series games and caught, made a number of double plays, and
but again, that's his accomplishments on the field.
Yes,
correct.
But it's not always. We know it's not just based raw on statistics. There isn't a statistical, threshold that you've got to pass to be in the Hall of Fame.
But the question is disqualifying somebody because of stuff that happens off the field.
You've got to be voted in by the writers. That's your qualification.
Yeah, well,
every writer has a different opinion. I mean, we have a smattering of writers here in the Bay Area that get a vote. Some voted for Bonds, some voted for Schilling, some left them off.
There were voters.
Everybody's different.
There are voters who didn't vote for Hank Aaron, and there were voters who didn't vote for Willie Mays.
Yeah, or Ted Williams, because they didn't like him as a person. The way he was not very nice to the reporter.
How about someone not voting for Willie Mays, who is apparently one of the nicest guys ever?
Yeah, again, it's stupid. See, that's why, I don't know who else you give voting privileges to.
Right, you'd have to change the process completely.
Yeah.
Who has the highest percentage first ballot? Is it Jeter?
Well, Jeter, he's got everyone but one.
Yeah.
And again, there's some people who probably their attitude is no one should ever get in on the first ballot type of. It's so stupid.
As we record this show, we're going to find out in 6 hours who gets in and maybe who does not get. It may be another year like 2013 where nobody gets in.
Yeah.
You got to have that 75%.
I'm surprised there's people who even made it, even up the ladder to be considered. Yeah, I look and I go, I mean, come on, no offense, the guys were good players, but we're talking about Hall of Fame, best of the best. And I wonder if you could have a 9-man roster where you have the best of the best, and then if somebody outbeats somebody else, like saying, okay, Joe DiMaggio was the best of X, and but actually this guy was probably better, so we'll knock him out of the way and put, they don't have a top 12, do they?
Well, I mean, the eras are so hard to compare when you talk about, a steroid era, when you talk about the dead ball era, when you talk about, rules changing or the mound being, altered.
Well, that's true. That's a good point.
And every writer is going to give you a different opinion, So it's just kind of the way it is.
Yeah, in '67 when Yastrzemski, he was the only one to hit over 300 because the mound was too high. They had to lower the mound. They realized that was the single situation that was causing everybody to hit lower than 300.
And you look at the fact that there are going to be much fewer games. There were a lot fewer games in baseball last year. So for a whole season, the numbers, if you just wanted to go with career numbers or, by the year numbers, last year, it's kind of a lost year. So what happens to all those players?
Or a strike year.
Yeah, lockouts and strike years too.
Hey guys, but before I forget, I want to bring up, this is totally back to football and back to last week's games. So there was a play, and I do not understand why this rule existed. Kickoff happens, ball hits in the end zone, pops back into field of play, runner, the receiver basically picks it up and runs and gets tackled like on the 10-yard line, and the offensive coach does a challenge flag to say, well, it should have been a touchback, and he wins. And I'm going,
should have.
What's that?
It should have been a touchback.
Why? If the receiver decides to run with the ball out of the field, out of the end zone.
What was the fielding receiver in the end zone when the ball hit, or was he standing just, I don't know, on the 5 or whatever, and the ball just kind of came to him and he reacted, picked it up, and took off?
I'd have to look at the replay, because the ball first hits in the end zone and then pops back out on like the
and then we didn't see it. I mean, maybe the receiver went like this.
No, he didn't.
Maybe I'm not gonna field it,
But then, but he still ran it out. No, I don't think he did that. Because if he did that, then that would make.
So the rule is, if the ball touches the end zone, then it's dead unless it's fielded. Correct?
It was a kickoff after a point was scored, or was it a punt?
No, it was a kickoff.
A kickoff.
The kickoff. And so the thing is, if it landed in the end zone, a guy could pick it up and run with
it. It used to be it was a live football.
Yeah. And
you had to do something with it. And if you just knelt on it, then it'd be, first and 10 at the 20 or in the 25 now.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe that's the new rule, is that if it just even goes into the end zone first, doesn't matter what happens to it afterward.
Yeah, it's first, and it speeds up the game too. First and 10 of the 25.
And they've wanted to reduce the number of run backs because of how many injuries it causes.
So either they should just start off with the ball at the 25, or
we're getting to
that. Pick it off on the 10 or something, just so you have run back.
There's a lot of people that feel that way, Edward. There's a lot of people that just want to.
Yeah, we're getting close to that. Yeah. So many injuries happen on the run backs during kickoffs,
which makes sense, because you got, you go 60 miles an hour, at each other like that.
Or you pick up from the XFL, where you put the ball in the middle of the field and you have both guys run at it from the 20, and they got to just
they've already gotten rid of the crackback blocks. So those blindside hits and stuff like that, they've already eliminated those.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's see here. A couple of things. So against the rules, Kyrie Irving and Bam, we just like to call him Bam, switched jerseys. I mean, they were very clear that, in the old days, last year before COVID, guys, as a friendly gesture, they'd switch jerseys. Of course, it's all sweaty and all that, but that being beside the point. Now this year, because of COVID, they're trying to reduce any kind of potential spread of the virus.
Although, as we tape this, he did it last night. He took off his jersey, balled it up this time, and then the other guy came over and they gave like a little bro hug, and the guy goes, "Well, here you go," and the guy left with the jersey.
So now, what's going to be the penalty?
I don't know. You let me know when you see a fine. Let me know.
Everybody's been tested, so I don't see what the danger is.
Yeah, that's a
good point.
Well, but now the thing is, again, how does the test work from the standpoint you get tested? You could be positive, but but it says negative that day, right? I mean, or do they have these 15-minute ones where it'll literally within 15 minutes give you an accurate reading?
These professional teams where they get swabbed every day, whether it's practice or a game, you're getting swabbed every day.
Okay, so they know within have enough days. So then, yeah, you're right, Russell. I mean, if they're being tested and they're negative, then it shouldn't make a difference.
That's why I kind of wonder why they have to wear masks on the sideline.
Exactly, same thing.
It's a little ridiculous, like, especially with basketball players. They're wearing masks on the sideline, and then 2 seconds later they're standing, 2 feet, 2 inches.
I guess they're trying to look at any potential thing to reduce this.
I mean, if it's airborne lethal enough like that, then wearing a mask isn't going to make a difference.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just hovering in there. Yeah,
I can kiss and let it be done. Okay.
Yeah.
Last thing I had on my list here was the Detroit Mercy women's basketball team cancels remainder of the season, after players and parents accuse Anne Marie Gilbert of abuse. Apparently, told.
Oh, that's been happening for years.
Yeah,
Been happening for years.
Don't tell the trainers if you're hurt. Disregard COVID symptoms. Drop classes that interfered with practice, even if those classes were required to graduate. Instead of getting a new coach, the school canceled the rest of the season. I mean, how often are you going to have all the players just say, that's it, we're done? Couldn't they get an assistant coach or some new coach to come in rather than cancel?
Well, you don't have to write those checks, Edward. I mean, you're not paying these salaries. I mean, you're just gonna just eat the salary and let the coach go, and then just bring in the assistant. I mean, for a non-huge revenue generating sport like that. So it's.
And how many games did Detroit Mercy even have left in their season?
Good question. I don't know the answer. I'm sorry.
I think it's more symbolic than actual impact on. Right. But so much for my Detroit Mercy women's basketball season tickets.
Yeah.
I'll have to get my money.
You'll have to wait another year, Mr. Jackman.
Yes, you will have to. In fact, yep. Okay. All right. Here's our third trivia question. Who was the first quarterback to throw for 400 yards in a Super Bowl?
I think a better trivia question is, what is Detroit Mercy's mascot?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is a Mercy? Good question. All right.
Good question.
This is our trivia question, though. Who was the first quarterback to throw for 400 yards in a Super Bowl? Stay with us. Sports Econ 101. We'll be right back with some closing comments. Welcome back to Sports Econ 101. Last time for today, I'm Edward Brown, your host, along with Vern Glenn and Russell Jackman. Third trivia question. Who was the first quarterback to throw for 400 yards in a Super Bowl? Anyone?
Roger Staubach?
Nope.
No.
Someone
did Namath go for 400 in Super Bowl?
No, he didn't. But this quarterback played for two different teams in the Super Bowl.
Oh, he took two different teams to the Super Bowl?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Well, there's only four. There's only four quarterbacks that have done that.
Brady?
No.
Manning? Peyton Manning?
No. Kurt Warner.
Brady, Peyton
Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner, of course. Greatest show on turf. Okay.
Greatest show on turf, exactly.
Yeah, 1999 Rams. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, against the Titans. I remember that.
Yeah,
okay.
Kurt Warner, Peyton Manning, now Tom Brady, and Craig Morton.
Yeah.
They're the only four to take two different teams to the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. I love that. Hey, by the way, just before we cut out and do our thoughts for the day, Gary Anderson, football coach of Utah State, refused to be paid the balance of his contract of $2.7 million, saying it wasn't his style to be paid not to coach. He waived his contract. He was due $900,000 over the next 3 years, and he said, "Nah, I'm going to waive it. You guys keep the money. I don't need it. Not that I don't need it, but he goes, I just don't think I should get paid if I'm not going to be coaching."
Were there any unconfirmed reports that his wife hit him in the head with a frying pan after he did that?
I would have rather he collected the money and then donated that to charity instead.
Well, or actually in his case, what he's doing is he's saying, you know what, the school needs it more than I do. Let them use it for the students and stuff. So in effect, he did.
Well, okay.
All right, you guys ready? Here's our puns for the day. Times New Roman, Calibri, and Ariel walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "Sorry, we don't serve your type here."
Oh, I was going to say.
Okay. Very, very good.
Okay.
Very good.
Why did
they should try the water fountain.
That's right. Okay, yeah, good. Okay, also, we got to cut out here soon. So why did the accountant go crazy? He started to hear invoices in his head.
Yeah, strange invoices.
And I wanted to go on a diet, but I feel like I have way too much on my plate right now. All right, tune in next week to Sports Econ 101. We're going to be discussing sports topics from a business perspective and asking more sports trivia questions. Thanks for listening. On behalf of our team, I'm your host, Edward Brown. We'll see you next week.
Adios.